started.
K factor. Okay, well, let's try c4. I haven't played in English in a while. I wonder if that was a pre-move. c4, e6. I think that it is a move you can play after c4. I don't know why you'd want to. Maybe this is one of those people that plays the same setup regardless of what white plays. So I'm getting the Botvinnik setup. Maybe I can get in d4 in one move here, maybe. Okay, so this is kind of an anti-Botvinnik system. If you set up this light-squared pawn triangle, it doesn't allow me to set up a solid formation here, but it does allow me to exchange a few pawns off, and I think I will. And let's see, if I play d4 here, we'll have a completely symmetrical position where I've got a couple of moves of development, but that's nothing so great, really. Maybe I should just take the pawn. Sometimes there are risks in grabbing that pawn, but I don't see a downside right now. There's a potential pin along this diagonal because this bishop is loose. The knight can drop back here to defend. And I think I will, and it also hits his bishop. So I've just gained a pawn. Now my extra pawn is isolated, but but I am a pawn up, and I haven't made any concessions in terms of development or structure. Let's go back here. He doesn't want my knight to stay on f4, so he kicked it. Let's get this pawn in the center. And okay, he's attacking that. How about my... I don't want to forget about this knight here. It's still defended at the moment. I just want... That's a mental note to keep track of this knight and make sure it doesn't come under attack. Okay, yeah, I was going to just line up on these pawns here. Let's do that anyway. It'll help to freeze the pawns, keep them from moving forward. Okay, so now he is attacking the knight. Knight can... Yeah, I don't think there's any forward squares for it to go to, so I'll just drop back with it. Now there's a threat of a pawn push, forking some pieces there. So he needs to react to that. And then I was going to put a rook on the e-file opposite his king. Yeah, he didn't react to that. Pawn fork. Gotta watch out for those guys. Okay, so you move one of those pieces with a threat. That's a way to escape, but there's no big threat here. He can threaten to come here and hit my queen, forking the queen and the bishop, but the bishop is protected, so the queen can just move. So let's go ahead and grab the piece. Well, he didn't even do that. Okay, so the bishop here looks good. This looks like a nice open diagonal for the bishop, and maybe threatening to do something here. No, my queen was loose there, so there was potential for some pins there. Let's put a rook on the e-file. And where's that knight going? Here or here? Let's trade one of those knights off. And then this knight is guarding those checking squares. That's interesting. So I was thinking bringing the queen up here to put more pressure on the e-file. But the knight can come forward and harass the queen. But the queen can go forward also. Okay, so now he moves that. Okay, let's bring the knight forward. And I'll trade this off. If he wants to go into an endgame, a piece down, I'll gladly do that, even at the risk of suffering some pawn damage here. Okay, so this. Let's see, what's the best way to attack it? With the knight or with the rook? So let's bring another rook into the game. Get all your pieces out, that's the rule. And so if I just play rook to d6 there, doubling up on the pawn. How can he even defend it? With the rook. He can defend it with the rook. Now I can think about maneuvering my knight in, maybe. Knight here to here. Okay, but he doesn't defend. He's just pushing forward, ignoring my moves. And let's see. Let's just drop back. I was thinking bishop to... okay, he wants to exchange more stuff. This also helps my condition. He even gave up a pawn. And, well, he's not going to mate me over here. He can't even double rooks because he loses his knight. So what I was thinking was I can just play the knight in here because he can't really take my knight. I'll take his rook. And notice the k-factors move so fast that he has more time on the clock than when he started. So he's definitely winning the clock battle. But it won't be too hard to mate in the remaining 5 minutes. Or he could resign. Now he's playing on. Okay. Oh, he stops. No, he doesn't stop the check. I can still deliver a check here. Let's see if I can mate with the remaining force. I could just trade everything off and queen these pawns, but let's see if I have mating force on the board with the 2 rooks. So let's see if we can get there. Rook here, check. Would leave these squares to go to.
Check.
Let's see where he can go. He can't really come forward, so he has to go back. Now rook here, check. Takes care of almost all the remaining squares.
Check.
He can go here or here, and then I can maybe bring the other rook in. It's not so easy. I guess I could force some exchanges here. Rook here, check. Rook takes. Knight takes would, yeah, but that gives up the bishop. I don't know, it's funny, yeah, there's probably a checkmate here, but I don't quite see it. So he goes for simplification.
Check.
Okay, keep his king shut out. I guess I will have to advance advance these pawns to checkmate him after all. Or wait for him to resign.
Check.
Now he actually has some square to move to, right? He can go there. I should have maneuvered my knight here first. Let's see.
Check.
Of course, you have to always be careful.
Check.
Not to stalemate your opponent in these situations. Let's see. So, queen up here cuts off the king. This will force the king back. Okay. And we'll set up the traditional roller. We step down, step by step.
Check. Check. Checkmate.
Okay, well, that was a short game, but well, I'll upload this and we'll take a look at it anyway. See you guys later. Bye.